Hi everyone, I wanted to try out this Wonderskin eyebrow tinting product. I'm going to be telling a lot of my background on my brows as we go, and also why I'm deviating from their directions. So I bought blonde, and you might think, Elle, your brows are not blonde, they're a lot darker, which is true. But I had microblading, and I'm going to try, and I've never done this before, so we're doing it together. I'm going to try and put on this brow product while I'm talking to you and explaining. I had microblading. I've actually shaved the tail of my brows, so I don't have any hair. That is all microblading. Now, I had my microblading done. This is a little thicker than I wanted, and I wondered about that. So I brought a brush down with me, and we'll see if it can go on thinner. Yes, this side's better. I had microblading done 6 years ago, and this blonde looks plenty dark to me. I was thinking it wouldn't be that dark. The microblading is supposed to last a year, and then you get it touched up. It's a surface level tattoo. It is still very much there. Now, when you get your microblading done, they tell you not to do anything to your brows. Well, I didn't know that I should have done what I normally do, and I didn't tell the girl, so it was my own fault, that I normally bleach and lighten my brows. She didn't know, so she matched my eyebrows. Now, she did a beautiful job, but it was too dark for me. And knowing what I know about it now being a tattoo, I don't want to get microblading done again. If I did get it done, it would be a lot lighter. But I love not having to do your brows every day and to have them always looking nice. Sometimes you put on a product and halfway through the day, it's either faded or just, it doesn't look as good. So I think this is pretty good, and I'm going to start the timer. So I've set 2 timers, one for 5 minutes, one for 10 minutes, and I'll talk about the time in a minute. Where I find it's right in here, my microblading has faded, and that is very common for a lot of people. So I'm just going to do an extra little filling in there, and I think it looks pretty good. I might put a little more down here. Now, this product is supposed to last, according to the girls you see on TikTok, 1 week. When I've done my research, it says 24 hours. I wouldn't have bought it if I'd known 24 hours. So then I started researching more, and if I leave it on, instead of the 1 minute that's recommended, 5 to 10 minutes, because my microblading has lasted, that says that my skin absorbs pigmentation very well. So I'm hoping that this is going to last at least close to a week, but we will see. I really like how it looks. I could see this being my full-time brow product, although I'm disappointed if it won't last a week. And I will, if I forget to come back and do an update, I will put it down below. But I am cautiously optimistic. Now, there is a nano blading that they do out there, but you have to start from the beginning, and that's about the same as microblading. It's about $800 to $1,000 depending on where you get it done. I don't really want to do anything that is like a tattoo on my brow. I think I would rather do something like this, and to do this, it took me probably less than a minute. I'm surprised. I don't think this takes any longer than doing my brows. So even if it lasts a couple of days, I might be okay with using it. We're gonna leave this for the 5-minute mark, and I'm gonna be bold for you guys. I'm gonna take off one of them at the 5-minute mark and the other one at the 10-minute mark. And then we can assess how we think it looks, if it's too dark, if it looks good, and go from there. So I'll be back. One thing I wanna say is I'm shocked this color is blonde. I was gonna go for like a light brunette. I'm really glad I didn't. If this is blonde, wow, it's very, very dark. Now, the color that it looks like is this camel brown, but it is definitely staining my face a lot darker than that brown. So just be aware if you order it. I think it goes on a lot darker than it looks like. Maybe it fades to this color in time, but I definitely wouldn't want any darker for myself than what it is right now. So it's been 5 minutes. I have a damp Kleenex and I'm just gonna take this off and see how it looks. Now, I didn't work it in through my brow hair because I just wanted to get the sparse spots, which is honestly on the inner part of my brow here. And then the tail, I like to lift it up a little higher than where she did the microblading. Again, my fault. So this is the color that it is. It's kind of a nice camel brown. It looks much darker though. And honestly, I like how that looks, but I am going to put some more on and leave that for the extra 5 minutes that this brow is going to sit. So it'll be the inner part only here will be at the 10-minute mark. I think that this is super easy to do, and I could see putting this on before you start your hair or something like that, and just setting a timer, and it's not a big deal to do at all. And the fact that my inner brows could be done all the time, that is amazing, because I don't like that I don't have that inner brow. And I did a much better job, I think, on there than I did on this one. This one's a little more solid, but oh well. That's the thing. It's a temporary microblading, so I don't have to worry about it lasting for 5 or 6 years. The fact that I absorbed pigmentation though, and I left this one 5 minutes and it still wasn't there, I think that says that the 1 minute wouldn't last very well because I absorb pigmentation. The other thing is microblading after a year or so, the fine precision and the beautiful look that it has becomes more blurry. It starts like a tattoo where it fades outwards. So this, I like that you can touch up all the time. And I'm hoping that when I take this off, I'm gonna learn how to do this better next time, but I could see putting this on and leaving it 10 minutes. Now the question is, how many days does this last? I'd really like for it to last a week, but we'll see. So I'll be back at the 10-minute mark to take off this inner one and this one, but so far I like how it looks. Okay, we are at the 10-minute mark. I'm gonna take this one off first and see how it looks. Ooh, I like that. Look at it. It looks like that's my hair. I don't have any hair on that inner part. I maybe should have brought it in a little further, but I'm pretty pleased with how this looks. Now it didn't take as much on the tail as I would have liked, but it's filled in this part and it's definitely filled in the middle. Now, this is gonna sound crazy when the product's only supposed to be left on 1 hour, but I would be okay putting this on and letting it stay on all day long and seeing how much saturation I have. The only thing is, if you are sensitive and it irritates your skin. It's not with me so far, touch wood. Let's hope that it doesn't get irritated, but I want more saturation on the inner part here. Other than that, I really like it. And like I said, I'm gonna try to come back to update you on how it wears. If I feel like this is worn off in a day or two, I think I'd be okay putting this on and leaving it on all day if it doesn't cause irritation. So this was, I'll put the price on the screen, it was over $20. So I am sad to report that that Wonder Brow disappeared pretty much on the second day. If I wasn't filming, I might have been okay to run to the grocery store or something, but for anything that I wanted to actually look polished and put together, no. And then it completely disappeared after the second day. So I remember back in the day, I used to use the JFM Beard, and I thought, let's see if that works. Like I said, I have very porous skin that my eyebrows are tattooed on. So I thought, let's give it a try. No. First of all, you have to mix it, which is a little more, not a huge hassle, but a little more hassle. And then I was shocked. 5 minutes later, it got dark. I'm like, ee! When I wiped it off, it really had not stained my skin, which is, this is the part in here where I really want it to look better. I'm okay with my brows, such as they are. I want this to be filled in. So that didn't work. It made my brows way too dark, and that wasn't a dark color. And it didn't stain the skin like I want. So what I've decided is this video, I thought it would be about the Wonder Brow. Nope. Then I thought it would be just for men beard. Nope. It's about my Maybelline Super Lock. This stuff is phenomenal. You just put it on, it will put the product on your skin, and then you allow it to dry, and it stays all day. This is the one that I love. I like the tinted, and this is, I think, light brown, and I like that it does my brows the glue. You know, it puts them up, and I can have them however puffy, fluffy, thick that I want them to look by putting them up. And that's a preference thing. You know, you could just do it straight if you didn't want them super duper puffy. But I love this product. It's under $10. The Wonder Brow, I will use it up, but for $22, it's too dark. It doesn't glue my brows like this does. There's just so many reasons why I'm gonna stay with my Maybelline Super Lock. So I'd be interested, do you know a product that tints the skin? Because that's the main thing that I need. It's in here. And would you use the Maybelline Super Lock or something else? Thank you for spending time with me, even though this was kind of a unplanned, chaotic video, and it turned out to be about a different product than what I expected. I hope you're having a lovely day, and we'll talk to you next time.